Hey guys, what am I doing pulled over? I want to talk about gear. And before I hop on the bike, I'll talk more about gear, but I want to talk about gear. Street triple in your gear, but it could be any naked bike, really. What kind of gear do you like riding with your naked bike? That kind of thing. As you guys can see from this camera is great, so I can just walk back here. I can go back 100 feet. Not the camera, but the mic. And then I can just keep talking and just walk around the bike and it'll follow me around. Anyway, so as you guys can see, I have a kind of a riding shirt. It's mesh, but it's really hard to tear. It's by Reax, and I kind of like this kind of gear. I don't really, I've never had a leather jacket, so I don't know. When I try them on, they feel too cumbersome. I know that's the best protection, but this thing has back armor. I don't know if you guys can see. It has back armor. It has shoulder armor, elbow armor, all CE rated. It's very, very comfortable. Yeah, it's warm today. It's going to hit 90 degrees, and I'm sweating a little bit already, but once you're riding, it's fine. And as far as the pants go, these are NBTs. They just look like regular jeans, kind of, but you got your knee pads, you got side pads, but they're not really rated. They're just kind of like a foam. But you have from here to here, you have, it's Kevlar, so it's really hard to rip. So I guess it'll save you from, getting your skin torn up, bruising. I don't know how much it's going to help there. But, yeah, so, and then the shoes, there's sneakers. There's not sneakers, but they're riding, which they have, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you have the, for your shifting. This is zipper, so it's nice. It's got decent side support, but the shank is not so much, it's not stiff. I do have a pair that's pretty stiff, but they're not comfortable. In the summertime, I tend to wear these. I'm not saying these are the best, but I think they're better than just regular sneakers or regular shoes. And yeah, so that's kind of my setup. And gloves, well, I like these leather gloves because they're kind of different, but they don't really have a lot of palm protection. They're leather, but I think they'd rip right up. So I'm looking for some better ones with better palm. I had an old set that had like a plastic over here. It was still very comfortable, but you hit that, you weren't messing up your arm at all. I mean, your arm, your palm at all. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking for another set of gloves. And yeah, so this is kind of my riding gear. This is what I normally ride, and I do have another jacket by Revit when it gets a little bit cooler out because it's not as doesn't flow the air as much. It looks very denimish like, but it looks like a riding shirt, and they call them riding shirts because they look more like shirts than jackets, but essentially they do the same thing. But this thing flows air really, really well, so I'm really impressed with it, and I like riding with gear. Very rare that I won't ride with gear. I know it's not the best. I see a lot of sport bike guys have boots up to here, sport riding boots, sometimes full leathers. I just can't see myself riding stuff like that. And then you have the other guys that have, the adventure bike guys. They have that full gear, which I don't really like that look. I think I've talked about that before. But I'm just curious. What I'm doing is I'm just riding around. I had the camera. I said, let me turn it on and let me talk about riding gear. And it's just because it popped into my head. And I'm just curious to see what the question of the day is. What kind of gear do you guys ride with? I mean, or do you really care? And what's the most important? Well, obviously the helmet is the most important. But let's get on the bike. We'll talk more about it. I just wanted to show you my gear. And yeah, let me just get the camera adjusted. And we'll put it in the right position for riding. We got talking about some guy with no gear. You guys won't be able to pick it up, but his shirt he had a shirt on and it was, blowing up his back. But that's up to them. I'm not judging anybody. You can ride with any gear you want. I'm just asking what you guys ride with. Do you guys ride with shorts, flip-flops? Do you like some type of protection? I know I don't have the best protection, but it's a combination. I think it's always a let's get going. Let's go first. The gravel's pretty loose around here. I don't want to drop it. That would be good for whatchamacallit, video, but I don't want to do it anyway. I had to do that. You know that. I always got to do that. Anyway, so yeah. See if I close this so it's a little bit quieter when I'm talking. Yeah. So what's the most important besides the helmet? Obviously, the helmet is the most important. I think the second most important probably would be gloves, a good set of gloves, because when you go down, the first thing you're going to try to do is put your hands down. And I think a good set of gloves is really important. And I just haven't found, you know, the glove that I really like. I can't find the one I used to have because it was a pretty cool glove. It was super comfy, but yeah, it was. I can't even remember the name. I just don't even remember the name. But yeah, so I'm thinking that, and then would come, I would think, shoes for, you know, so you have, you know, twist your ankle, and then I think it would be. Well, you know what? Maybe I would say a jacket over the shoes. You know, and I know some guys don't. I see a lot of guys, especially on these type of bikes, and they're mostly the younger crowd. They'll wear just a hoodie or a t-shirt. They do a lot of times. I'll see gloves and a helmet, and some types of riding shoes too. But the jacket, if it's hot out, they got to shed it because they can't take the heat. And it's amazing. I guess because I'm an older dude, the heat doesn't really bother me. I mean, it bothers me a little bit, but nothing crazy. I can absolutely tolerate the heat, even if it's 95 degrees when I'm riding. It's not like, oh my God, I just can't take it, which I see a lot of younger people. Oh, Jesus. I did it again, guys. I think my last video, I did this. I got on the bike too, so let's set the cruise. And let's put my chin strap back on. Thank God this is a ratchet strap, so I can put this on with ease. When I'm talking, why am I nervous or not even thinking about putting on my whatchamacallit? Anyway, whatever. So I got my chin strap on. What good is the helmet if I don't have a chin strap, right? Come right off my head. And they just overwhelmed with the heat. I've noticed that with a lot of friends of mine that ride. They just can't stand the heat, and it doesn't really bother me that much, you know. Once I'm moving, I'm really fine, even if it's hot out. Temperature right now is 80, but it's humid out. It's going to go up to 92. I feel it, but it's not overwhelming to me. So yeah. So what's the most important gear besides your helmet? That's one question I would like. Another question is, do you wear riding gear if you're on your naked bike? Now, adventure bike guys tend to have the whole setup, that adventure bike type riding gear. They got the boots, they got everything. I put adventure gear boots on one time. Oh my God, so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. I just couldn't deal with that. I was thinking about trying different helmets, but and I did. I tried the X14. The X15 is supposed to be a really, really, really nice helmet, and so I said, you know, hit the rev limiter again. So it's hard to look at it because I'm trying not to hit my camera. Whatever, no excuses. Hit the rev limiter again. Anyway, and it was nice, but it doesn't have a drop-down shield, and I really got to have that drop-down shield because you know, when I need air, I'll just flip this thing up, and I get plenty of air. Yet I'm still getting protection because I got a drop-down visor. The X14 was super quiet, but I just couldn't get on with it, and Cycle Gear returned it with no problem. I took it for a day. They said, you know, if you don't like it, return it, and that's what I did. So that's pretty cool. And so the Shoei, what I have right now is a Shoei a GT Air 2, and I've had it for like over 3 years now, maybe a little longer. And the only thing I've done is change the cheek pads and the other pads in it to make it feel fresh and new again, which it's inexpensive to do that, and it makes it feel like a new helmet. And yeah, it's such a comfortable helmet. It is quiet, super comfortable, and it's tight to my head, but it's comfortable. And you know, to me, that's really important. You know, comfort factor is huge. So it's hard for me to switch this helmet. Now I know guys after 4 or 5 years they may switch, but I got to have a drop down. I'll probably wait for the GT Air 3 to come out or whatever. But this helmet has been absolutely, I have no complaints. The quality, nothing has fallen off it. I've replaced the shield from scratches and stuff, but nothing has fallen. I've had some HJC, that nice helmet, decent helmet, a little bit noisy, but it didn't last. You know, all the little things that you move and stuff are, I just creaked my back, you know, were falling off. You know, the quality wasn't there. But the quality on this is amazing. You know, it's expensive helmet. Well, relatively expensive. You know, $600 helmet compared to the new X15, which is $1,000, it's crazy. Anyway, where are we headed now? I'm just going to go relax at the lake, but I just wanted to throw the camera on and talk about, you know, the gear. So I'm really, really impressed with the Shoei helmet. I don't see myself ever buying a different helmet than Shoei. I'm just impressed with their quality. I just think it's amazing. And for the most part, I don't wear some gear that I've had. I got some winter gear. Not sure I'll be wearing it on this bike, but who knows? You know, this bike's been really, really fun to ride. I always look forward to riding it. Haven't ridden it much in the last couple of days because I've been busy doing other stuff. But I figured, let me get the camera out, and hopefully I'll figure out what to talk about. And yeah, and so yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know what you think about gear on your naked bike or your sport bike. All right, I guess you could say any bike, really. It doesn't really matter. I'm just curious, you know, because this is the bike I tend to be riding a lot lately, and I'm just curious what this bike is just so cool. Except that dash is terrible. Oh my god. Like right now, even with the on the bright screen where you can, you know, you can see it, but it gets washed out with the sun, where my GS never gets washed out. That's an amazing screen. They got to do something about this. But will they? Who knows? Let's pull into my little stop here where I have a drink of water, hang out by the lake. All right, guys, let me know what you think about gear. I really like the comments. I like to respond to them all. And so what gear do you ride on your naked bike, your Street Triple, your MT-09, any of them, you know? Just to relax. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's it for now. Sure, I'll have another video in a couple days because I'm going to go to bike night and bike night and see all the bikes. I know that's not a popular video with you guys, but I like looking at the bikes. And I'm going to record it. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Let's let this guy roll by. See what kind of bike he's got. You see, now we're talking about gear, right? They got a rider, a passenger, short sleeve shirt, no gear, and no wave. Yeah, at least he had jeans on, not shorts. Anyway. All right, guys, that's it for now. Later.